Hello, my name is Anna Bontrager. I am the Outreach Program Manager here at Jackson Street Youth Services. Jackson Street Youth Services has a continuum of care that serves this youth age range of 10 to 24 years old. Our outreach program is kind of thought of as the first stop in our road of our continuum. A lot of times the way that outreach serves youth is different than our transitional living program or our emergency youth shelter. Most of our outreach work is done in the community. It's us bringing the services out to the family and youth that we serve. So the youth that we're trying to reach and outreach, and as well as our whole continuum, we focus on runaway and homeless youth. Our mission at Jackson Street is to end youth homelessness by creating a path to self-sufficiency and building positive relationships with these young individuals. We of course are wanting to find those youth who are at risk of experiencing homeless, runaway, or youth who might just want extra support. That's our primarily focus, of course, when we're coming out to the streets and doing this outreach. But we serve any youth and any family or those needing that support, regardless of their situation or their need. Our purpose is not to solely come out and find only those youth. We just hope to catch those youth while delivering and providing these services.
My name is Salvador Maciel. I'm the shelter manager for Jackson Street Youth Services. I oversee Albany House and the Corvallis House. We could serve up to 22 youth in both houses, 12 in Corvallis and 10 here in Albany. For the organization, it's essentially the heart of the organization, and at the end of the day, we're youth services, and the youth stay in our housing to be able to get a chance, so they don't have to wonder where the next meal is going to come from. They don't have to worry about their parents having to work 2 or 3 jobs. You know, they don't have to worry about where they're going to sleep. With us, we help them get off the streets from our outreach program, help them see their full potential, work on relationship with their parents, and then go back home. And then we also have our aftercare program with Susan Ritchie that does that program for us to make sure and maintain them being stable at home and creating that environment for them to stay home and be positive. And at the end of the day, they know that they can always come back. If they make mistakes or families and parents make mistakes, we are always going to open that door for them to be able to continue to grow until they're 18 or even further past that, and help them get into our Next Steps program as well. But we have all walks of life that come through our services. You know, we have kids that are going and playing sports and straight A students, but living environment is hard for them, and it's causing some trauma for them. You know, we have youth that are a part of the juvenile department because they made a mistake, and we're taking them in and helping them be successful. You know, we have youth that come from the DHS system, and there's no other placements because on paper they look like they're the worst kid on earth, but we open up our doors and our hearts to them to give them a chance and help them get to a better living situation, like a foster home or a different treatment facility for them to be able to grow. It's just a little bit of everything. It's a mixture, and I think that's what makes us and other youth feel comfortable, because we're open to everyone, and anything that comes our way, we're open to meet it with kindness and respect. The more that we get to empower them to show that they can and will be successful 30-year-olds with their house, with their kids, or their grandparents talking to their own kids, you know, and having them understand that they matter and they can be whoever they want to be, regardless of whatever situation they come through. They deserve to do whatever they want to do to better their life.
My name is Kevin Shimomaida. I go by Shimo, but I'm the Next Steps program manager for our transitional living program with Jackson Street Youth Services. So there's so many different various reasons for coming into the program. You got conflict at home. You could have just, you know, those parents that view you as an adult as soon as you turn 18, and then they expect you to have everything together, and then they kick you out. and then they end up not having the skills, they don't have their birth certificate, they don't have job experience, they don't know what to do. So they come to Next Steps, they get all those independent life skills so that they can truly be successful on their own. So there's various reasons they come to us. It could be living paycheck to paycheck as a young adult on their own. They're doing it, they're in an apartment, a housemate loses their job, or they lose their job, and now all of a sudden they can't pay rent, they gotta move somewhere, they don't have somewhere to go with the next security deposit, because of course they're living paycheck to paycheck, no savings, and so what do? So Next Steps is designed to break that cycle of homelessness, to be that step, that transitionary place for them to get back on their feet. It's really for adults that are just kind of all the expectations overnight. That's what it originally was for some of the continuum, so that the people aging out of shelter have somewhere to go, have somewhere lined up. So it's not just like, hey, you're no longer a child in the eyes of the law, you are an adult, you're 18, your 18th birthday, here's all the things with adulthood, and you just became an adult, but we expect you to be an adult. So this place is meant to take them from that 18th birthday to adulthood and independence in an 18-month period. They might come into this program, they might feel way behind compared to their peers. They say things like, I've never had a job, I've never paid taxes, I've never bought anything for myself, I barely have any possessions. But if they're successful in the program, they're gonna leave this program well ahead of their peers. They're gonna have bank accounts, they're gonna have credit scores, they're gonna have thousands in savings. Success in this program is that they're independent, they're ahead of their peers, and they're living life on their own.
So our purpose of coming out and our purpose of outreach is both preventative and also continuing to build the strengths that those youth who might have already been engaged in our services can continue to practice and can continue to have a support that's in there, a support network. So it's building that network so that that these youth can also share with their friends or share with people that they might see in their life that could use that, because they have experienced a positive interaction or they have received some support that was really needed, and they've learned that Jackson Street is a trusting and safe place to go to get that support.
We get to see the best of the kids, regardless of whatever situation they're going through. We get to see the true, genuine them. We get to see them see their first time flying a kite. We get to see them first getting a straight A report card because they had time to study. We get to see the first time they get to call their mom without yelling at them. They get to call their counselor and build a relationship with their counselor. We see a lot of firsts for them. Yeah, and it just goes back to the other question is they deserve a chance to make it and make whatever life that they choose to thrive in, and we get to bring out and help them and guide them. But they're the experts, not us. We get to guide them in what they want to do for their lives.
Jackson Street is doing so well and is helping so many youth because of the caring community that we have. And without the community, these youth don't get to where they want to be as fast. And I've heard this from Salvador, and I really embraced it, is that these youth are going to be a part of that community. So why wouldn't you want them to be at their best? Why wouldn't you want to give them the resources to succeed so that they can take care of the community in the future?